What is food insecurity? Food insecurity is defined as the state of being without reliable access to a sufficient quantity of affordable, nutritious food. Nova Scotia has a rich history in the farming and fishing sectors, which are an integral part of our communities and economy. It has been a central part of the Nova Scotian culture for many years, whether by growing, harvesting, distributing, preparing, or eating. However, recent research shows that Nova Scotia is becoming more and more food insecure, currently ranking 7th out of the 10 provinces.
Many factors have contributed to the current state of food insecurity in Nova Scotia. Lack of access is one of the driving forces behind food insecurity and can be attributed to a variety of sources. The first being low income. 56% of people who are considered food insecure in Nova Scotia are on income assistance, and 17% of people who use food banks in our province currently have employment income. This indicates that minimum wage incomes are not sufficient to cover nutritional food costs in our province. The second being food deserts. These are areas where it is difficult to buy affordable or good quality fresh food. Food deserts may not have local grocery stores or have limited access to affordable public transportation to allow them access to grocery stores. Food insecurity can also be attributed to undereducation. Individuals may be ignorant to what types of food maintain good health and lack exposure to palate-pleasing nutritious food options. People also rely on fast food options because they perceive it as cheaper and easier. Fast food restaurants and convenience stores currently outnumber grocery stores in Nova Scotia 10 to 1. Insufficient public funding for agricultural research and development also contributes to our current food insecurity problems. The 2017 Global Food Security Index ranks Canada 9th out of 113 countries, moving down from 8th place in 2013. Countries were weighted based on 3 indicators: affordability, availability, and quality and safety. According to the evaluation, agricultural R&D is the one area we are lacking. The social and community barriers that contribute to food insecurity are insufficient donations to food banks, stigma, and dietary restrictions. Food bank use spiked to 20.9% last year, the highest increase among provinces in the country. Because of this drastic increase, food banks are facing insufficient amounts of donations to meet demands. Stigma affects the issue of food insecurity to its core. For example, research collected from areas of Nova Scotia where food insecurity is particularly high indicate that many people would rather tell someone if they were having trouble paying rent than tell them they can't feed their children. Citizens with dietary restrictions, such as allergies, intolerances, or culturally specific foods, have increased difficulty accessing food options that meet their dietary requirements through food banks. Government regulations and legislation also influence the current status of food insecurity in Nova Scotia. The province currently only funds 0.3% or $12,000 of Feed Nova Scotia's $3.5 million budget. Also, as mentioned previously, low minimum wage and income assistance rates negatively impact food security in our province.
Organizations from around the world to our own backyards are tackling the issue of food insecurity in many innovative and unique ways. There are many local organizations that are helping to bring healthy, affordable food options to areas with low access. These include the Mobile Food Market, which is a partnership between the HRM and Public Health that brings fresh, high-quality, affordable food to Halifax areas that need it the most. Square Roots. Started by the SMU and Actus team, Square Roots is a subscription-based service that simultaneously helps to reduce food waste while also combating food insecurity by selling 10-pound bundles of imperfect produce from local farmers to people in food insecure areas. Found, an organization that gathers and shares forgotten fruits and vegetables sourced from local producers, farmers markets, and homeowners in Nova Scotia that would otherwise be wasted. A portion of the food collected by Found is donated to local food banks and shelters. Project Succeed. Developed by the Memorial and Actus team, Project Succeed distributes mobile hydroponic food growing systems made out of recycled materials that only require water and a nutrient-rich solution. Costing only $1.50 a week and producing over 400 pounds of produce a year, this unit is small enough to fit in the corner of a household room. Another solution is the use of imperfect produce in the ugly produce movement. This movement was pioneered in 2014 by French supermarket chain Intermarché. Locally, Loblaws has been selling imperfect produce under their no-name Naturally Imperfect label since early 2016. This imperfect produce is sold at a lower cost, making it a more affordable option. Another solution is the increasing of research and development towards agriculture and food security. Ireland, who ranked 11th in 2013, currently sits first as of 2017 on the Global Food Security Index. They attribute this climb to public expenditures on agricultural R&D through a program called Origin Green. Government incentives for donations are another solution to food insecurity. The government of Nova Scotia introduced legislation in December of 2016 that offers a 25% tax credit to farmers for the fair market value of agricultural products donated to registered food banks. A current legislative solution is the requirement for supermarkets to donate unsold edible food. Legislation was introduced in France in 2015 that bans French supermarkets from throwing away or destroying unsold edible food. Instead of wasting this food, it must be donated to charities or be used for animal feed. Organizations are working to increase food knowledge to fight food insecurity. A local example of this is the Dartmouth North Community Food Center. They host and curate a variety of programs for adults and youth that help educate participants on all things food, from planting to harvesting in gardens and greenhouses, community cooking classes, and issues related to food and health, such as diabetes, nutrition, and food budgeting. Also, local grocery chains are now staffing registered dietitians at select locations to assist customers with healthy food choices tailored to their specific needs. The last item in our solutions landscape is increasing food bank donations. Feed Nova Scotia has been finding creative ways to encourage new donors and to make donating easier. One example is the acceptance of grocery store gift cards as donations.
While the current solutions are making positive strides towards a more food-secure Nova Scotia, gaps still exist between the problem and solution landscapes. Each gap provides an opportunity for a lever of change. These are the ideas and initiatives that, if developed, could help bridge the gaps between the current problems and current solutions. For the first gap, lack of public education on healthy and sustainable food options, we believe this lack of knowledge could be bridged through increased access to food education through the public school system. By increasing the inclusion of materials related to this topic through the provincial education curriculum, youth will be more likely to develop a foundation of knowledge to help them make healthy, sustainable food decisions. For the second gap, lack of incentive or convenient options for food service businesses to donate food, we believe this could be improved in one of two ways. The first, by introducing an accreditation system that would give local businesses who donate food items a badge or a seal of approval that they can display. With enough exposure, a label could help improve the image of local businesses and incentivize them to participate. The second provides an opportunity for innovation and job creation. If a business was created to provide a service to collect the excess food from local businesses and deliver it to food banks or meal programs, it would make donating extremely convenient for these businesses. For the third gap, lack of government policies, we believe the levers of change include expanding tax credits for those who donate food and increasing support for research and development. Since farmers account for the largest percentage of food bank donations, which is directly attributed to the tax credit they receive, if the government were to increase this credit or offer it to food service businesses as well, this could help increase food bank donations overall. The last gap, lack of focus on changing social perceptions of food bank users, could be improved by creating an easy-to-access, frequently asked questions forum online or at existing community centers to help increase awareness of food insecurity issues. As there is currently very little focus on changing stigma regarding those who use food banks and other social services linked to food insecurity, this could help create a dialogue among community members to share their knowledge and experience in this area.
Food insecurity in Nova Scotia is a complex problem and will require the efforts of many different organizations, levels of government, and community leaders to help solve. The players currently contributing to the solutions landscape provide inspiration for future opportunities that will lead us to a food-secure Nova Scotia.